it. Ladies, if you've been engaged for a certain amount of years and there's no date set, there's no plan set, there's no anything set to get the ball rolling to say I do, you're wearing a shut up ring.
Ooh.
My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah, girl, sit down and bring.
Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl yezziyezzir.
And it's your girl AY, you're done already.
And you are watching or listening to Hey Sis.
Well, we give you gems. We talk about things that need to be spoken about. Do you know what I'm saying? We're giving our opinions. It's not by force to be here. Do you understand? So if you don't like what we have to say, you already know what I'm going to say. Kick rocks.
Okay, now, first things first, we don't want to rush into this one because our very own good sis, AY, it was your birthday on Friday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. We thank God. We thank God. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. More life. More life.
Go get it.
Yes.
So how you feeling now? You've got a post-pandemic birthday, so how was that?
I mean, I only didn't celebrate my birthday last year, but the year before, the first pandemic, I did get to celebrate it. So I was alright then anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, the pandemic didn't stop me from living my best
I know. We know. But that's good though, that's good.
But yeah, it was nice. You know me, I just like celebrating my birthday with my loved ones, and that's what I did. So you already know what it is. So exactly. So I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
That's good. Now I know everyone's thinking, who is this gentleman in the middle? Well, we're gonna get to that. We've got someone here. His name is Romain, and we've got a topic that's gonna tickle, ruffle a couple feathers, but we don't mind. We don't mind.
No, never.
Okay.
That's the whole
You know
point.
how you girls like to rough and tough.
Yes.
We don't do it on purpose.
Boys.
You want to bumper? No, we don't do it on purpose. But the topic we're going to talk about today is shut up rings. That's right. Shut up rings. You know what? I'm going to let Romain tell everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about today. If you could just give them an overall understanding before we get into it.
All right. This is my personal belief. I have very little to back this up. And let me get into it. Ladies, if you've been engaged for a certain amount of years and there's no date set, there's no plan set, there's no anything set to get the ball rolling to say I do, you're wearing a shut up ring.
Ooh.
Man them, if you know you're putting a ring on a lady's finger so you can silence the noise, quiet the pressure, because the pressure is loud, it gets heavy and you're just trying to be like, raw, let me just slip it on, you know you're giving her a shut up ring. If you know you're not truly trying to solidify it, you know what you're doing. So I would just leave it at that.
Boy, I know there's some people at home that are feeling tight.
I hear it.
It's feeling tight.
Random. Yeah, if you're getting your lady come to you, I'm sorry, but listen, I'm sorry, but wait.
We gotta help them.
It is, you know what I'm saying?
So what I'm trying to see from the perspective of a woman is, why the shut up ring? Why is that needed?
Honestly, it's not needed. I personally don't think it's needed.
Yeah.
Especially with how dating is. Honesty and transparency is a difficult thing for, I think, men and women to give one another.
Yeah,
Because
it
a lot of
definitely
the time,
is.
it's not done or taken in good faith.
Yeah.
A lot of that is due to because we all have our own traumas. We all need some kind of therapy, some kind of them things there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would say that has a lot to do with it, really. It's not needed. It's not needed because what it is, and I don't even want to get into the whole...
Get into it. This is Hey Sis.
It's Hey Sis, baby.
I don't want to delve too deep into the whole narcissist, and all the
Yeah.
We'll touch it. We'll touch
We'll
everything.
I do think that's throwing out pretty loosely now.
No, it is.
Without getting too into it, there's certain men that know the games they're playing and they know the quality of woman they may have in front of her, and they're like, right, you know what? Because I know I'm lacking and she's so dumb and weak for me, then. And listen, sorry, before I get to the next point,
and weak.
When
The key words here, guys.
women, let me just clarify. Being weak for your man that is good to you, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But define weak.
Yeah.
Because weak has very negative connotations.
Yeah.
Weakness is a knowing that it's giving the trust to your man to destroy you, but knowing that he's not going to do that. So you allow yourself to be weak. You allow yourself to ensure he is who he says he is and he's being how he is.
Okay, so be
what's
vulnerable.
the difference between being weak and being vulnerable then?
Being weak and vulnerable that's an excellent question actually. Let me just try and sort this real quick.
You see, Stacey be giving the curveballs.
Did you just say weak?
Okay, so being vulnerable is I'm a visual describer, so just try and bear with me.
We're with you on that journey.
Yeah, just
Visualize him.
Vulnerable is you may be, you might be sick, for example, and you're vulnerable to certain types of weather because that will affect and impact your sickness, which could be critical to your health.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're weak to something, in my mind, in my opinion, weakness is having the ability to have strength and strengthen up. When you're vulnerable, you don't always have the opportunity to reinforce or solidify.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah,
you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a few examples of
you can turn weakness to strength. Yeah. Okay.
So weakness is reaching, digging deep.
I get you. I get you.
How often do you hear I turn my vulnerability into empowerment? You understand?
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I hear you.
So
I get the analogy. It's in like with weakness, you have to dig deep from somewhere else to gather the strength for that situation.
Yeah.
So the strength in being the whole element of trust.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
I get you.
That's as best as I can put it.
Okay.
If a bit longer, I could probably pattern it better, maybe give it better.
No, I get you. Because the thing about the shut up rings is that, I mean, we're in a time where a lot of people are comfortable with just, partnerships, civil partnerships in a sense. So if you're not going to take marriage seriously, then why not find someone that has the same mindset?
Because they don't want to be lonely. I feel like a lot of people don't like being alone. A lot of people are afraid to be alone.
Or monogamous.
Alone, but again, it's like monogamy. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay,
we'll go into that lane.
Okay, cool.
But I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be alone. So it's like they would rather have someone there until they find the person that they feel like. They feel like, oh no, this person's the one for me. This is why I tell girls that, listen, there's no way men know if they want what they want and what they're doing. And a man knows very, very quick with you whether he wants to make you his girl, whether he wants to marry you, all of these things. Many times men have said this as well. Yeah. So you're not in a relationship for 550 years and he's just... Then he did a ring, and then you're another 550 years upon that. He don't want you. You're just the placeholder.
But you know what's
you're
mad?
The placeholder because
Some
he
may
doesn't
argue.
want to be alone because he is getting what he wants anyways,
True.
without having to do the extra work. So until he finds the babes that he's happy to do the extra work, you're there. Keeping it nice and warm for her. That's what happens, and you hear the stories. They've been together for 6-7 years, and then they break up. 5 months later, he found babes. 2 months later, he's married her. You're thinking, hey!
But you know what it is?
This man from
what's
the
getting
ground
mad is they're popping babies now.
Yeah. This is it. And
we have to go there.
No, exactly.
Because kids are like that lifetime bond.
Yeah.
Kids are getting involved, and we've seen those situations where they're not married, there's no kind of formal commitment, they never really tell anyone what they are, but everyone knows they're together, and then they got kids and they're in a house and it's a family. So I'm so confused. Why not just settle with that person? Why not commit?
I mean, if that's what they want though, if that's what they want. Some people don't want to do the marriage thing. Some people are happy to not do the marriage thing. Some people like that old dynamic. Some people actually genuinely like, nah, I'm not really trying to do all that, but they're happy in the dynamic that they're in. But a lot of people, it is that situation where they're in that situation and it's like they want marriage or the girl wants marriage or whatever, and you're just not getting it. I don't know. So I just feel like people don't like being alone. People always want to have somebody, and they will buy the dream from whoever that sells it to them.
At the cheapest.
Yeah, the cheapest rate. At
the cheapest rate.
Because it's longer to have those high standards and be alone for long until you get that person than it is to just be like, oh, it's fine. He does this, he does that. Or she does this, she does that. It's fine. Well, you know what I mean? I'll accept that.
Yeah. But when do men know when the woman is the one then?
I can't speak on that because my thing is very unique. So my wife, I told her she was going to be my wife from like we were 7.
Oh, for
Oh,
real?
that's so cute. That's giving me Disney.
So when did you...
Give me Disney.
No, listen.
Cinderella.
but when did you know? Okay, 7 was, let's just say, infatuation, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah.
So when did you get to that stage where you're like, no, I really want to, like, quote unquote, jump the broom with you and do this life thing?
I knew. Do you know what? For me, I knew from early, but it was a matter of I just was not really trying to act on it, and I was kind of using the whole "I'm not ready. I want to be at a certain level" excuse. And then it got to a certain point where it was like, you know what? When you're trying to achieve certain things, there's no such thing as being ready. You got to get into the swing of it,
Facts.
and that will not make you ready, but that's
exactly.
what it
It's
takes.
facts.
Yeah.
So when people say, and you know, this is no shade on anyone. To ladies
If you got
especially.
shade, man, shade.
okay.
If you got
Catch it.
shade.
Listen,
If the shoe fits,
Mate.
lace it up, Velcro, do what you need to do, but baby, that's yours.
Okay.
So to ladies that are often like, I don't want to have children or X, Y, and Z because I want to be at a certain level in my career or blah blah blah. Like all of that is fine, but realistically, if that's something you know you really want, you're just putting more walls and more obstacles in the way to stop you from getting it. Realistically, so it's just kind of like, as I say, it's just an excuse to stop you.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're
only
the
because
kids.
there are certain circumstances where, and I'm not judging, but if I were in that situation, I wouldn't bring a child into this world.
I
You
hear
know,
that,
just
I hear
certain
that, I hear
circumstances
that.
like extreme poverty. If I know I ain't got 2 pennies to rub
Yeah,
together,
I hear that.
you
I
know,
hear that.
I won't be eager to have a kid, even though the idea sounds nice. But I do get what you mean.
So with that, with having a child, obviously, one of the most critical and most important aspects is the financial part.
Yeah.
But you can have the financial part and be able to afford a child, but do you really have the mental capacity, emotional capacity to pour into the child's human part? The materialistic part. You get it?
Yeah, I actually saw a TikTok about that. This girl said, this lady actually, she said that people who are much more, they're a bit more reluctant to just having the kids because they feel like they're selfish at the moment or whatever, might end up actually being better parents than people who just have kids because they just have kids because of the circumstance. Because they understand that children is not just about the finance, it's about emotional, it's about so many other things that add up to that. So they're not gonna just jump into something if they feel like, I don't think I'll be able to be ready to give that child what it actually needs. Whereas some people, it's like, oh, you know, just have kids. Because I had a conversation with someone as well about this. We were talking about Megan Good. And how she had the whole divorce thing,
that
right?
one's very techie, man.
And then she was, and then they were saying that, but look, like she's getting divorced now. She ain't got no kids. Like she ain't got nothing. And I was like, what do you mean she hasn't got nothing? You don't know the reasons why the divorce is happening. Number one, so that's actually wild. Second of all, you don't know if she was trying to have kids or it wasn't because you know what I mean. She couldn't have kids or she didn't want to have. We don't know the situation. And third of all, I was like, kids don't mean that all of a sudden because you've had kids that all of a sudden you've achieved and accomplished everything in life, because there's a lot of people out here who have kids, and I'm sorry, but the way some of them move, I'm like, I'm gonna have to say it, but you are a shit parent, bro, because you neglect your child's emotional needs. You know what I mean? Your psychological needs that need to be looked after. You're not doing when you just think by just buying them a pair of shoes and I took them to the park. That's enough. No, they need more than that.
Between raising and maintaining.
Exactly.
People are actually maintaining their child. Because they got clothes, food, and them things.
And that's a given. Do you know what I mean? It's your child.
So what's the raising?
The raising is the input.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The raising is, you see, when you guys were talking about the punishments your parents inflicted.
Oh yes.
Now, which one was like, my parents would make me chill in a wall?
Oh, that was me.
You see, that's part of the raising element because it's making you understand, like, you've done bad, and I could deal with you this way. But it needs to be something that's gonna have a more positive impact, in where you're gonna understand, you know what, you've corrected me.
Exactly. In a good, healthy way, rather constructive, so that you understand why it's wrong and why you shouldn't do that, and why there's just beating. Because a lot of people, you got beats, but it's like they still didn't understand why that was wrong. So they only went further into life doing the same things, and then it infiltrated into their adult life. So you know what I'm saying? It's like understanding that it takes more than just giving your child clothes and food. You're supposed to. No, they didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for you to be doing your
you see that. Sorry, I need to touch into this real quick before I get distracted. You see all of that. Children we're not asked to be brought into the world by our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the time, we're shamed by our parents and use guilt into basically doing what they want. So you're not going to help me after all I've done.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
Yes.
Exactly. Wait. You're gonna rewind back for me.
As in, there's a lot of parents out here that have had kids, but the way they have treat their kids, it's like, I gave you this, I gave you food, I gave you shelter. You should for you.
Okay.
So you should be out here. You owe me. You should do what I want you to do. You should aspire to the goals that I want you to aspire because I did that for you.
Example being perfect. A certain generation of parents and their children not going to university. You're going to go to. Do you know what I've had to?
Sacrifice.
Don't get me wrong. Those sacrifices as a child, you must. Certain sacrifices, if your parents have made, you must address it. You must recognize. Yeah. Obviously, it's your life, and you're gonna do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
When you're shamed into that, certain sacrifices, you make for your child, and you feel like, your child's going against their wishes on impulse because they don't really know what they don't know and all them things there. But for the most part, you didn't. Especially if we're talking about circumstances, people having children from circumstances. There's a difference from being born out of love and being born out of a good time.
Or anchor babies.
Right.
And a lot of people do that too. That's the way to keep that relationship going, to keep that ring, so that maybe he can make that decision eventually. It's like, if I pop a baby, if I haven't, then maybe he can, do you know what I'm saying? And it's toxic. It's toxic. You don't realize how you're actually affecting your child. And then that's when I say all those things, generational trauma, it just continues. You're continuously keeping the cycle going of all those things that you went through, your child's going to go through too. And they're going to see it, because then they're going to grow up in an unhealthy home. And more time than not, you're not going to recognize where the unhealthiness comes from. And it just repeats.
So then, with the whole shut up rings then, is it okay to say, okay, it's 2022, the traditional, formation of a marriage, we don't necessarily need it? Or having a traditional marriage, is that still important for healthy relationships? Specifically, let's just say black ones anyway, because let's just say the black family, the black home, constantly for decades is under... I don't want to say attack, but it's an attack.
It is scrutiny, attack.
So there's so many.
It has been an attack, though.
Yeah, let's call it attack. And there's been so many different techniques to break up the black family. So, do black people or black couples need marriage more to have a healthy family structure?
I think that there's more to marriage than just the family structure. There's the financial aspect of marriage. All these other things that come to play with marriage that. You can't just think of it as, we're getting married, it's one family done. There's so many other legal things that come into play.
It's true, because when you're married, people
make that decision.
People
struggle to say,
I love that.
It's a big choice you're making to say,
you got prenup.
So Romain, for you that's married, besides from the whole, it's nice to have the ceremony and stuff, what other things did you not expect to come up, like with marriage, that you're like, okay, this comes into it as well?
Truthfully, I've always thought...
The way you're laughing.
Because I don't want to mix points here. Alright, so I've always known from a child I wanted to be married.
Okay, so where did that come from though?
Because, in short, my dad wasn't around, so my dad... I'm very self-aware. So I recognise my dad and me growing up without having a dad, I always had a void for always wanting a complete family structure.
Okay.
So to speak. So, from young, I've always known I'm going to grow up. When I grow up, I'm going to have my wife, I'm going to have my children, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be this kind of father, so on and so on. So that has always been deep-bedded in me, primarily, because as I said, my dad basically wasn't around to basically teach me, son, you can have those things, but this is the way to go about it. If you're going to be a husband, this is what you want, provide, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
These are the roots, and this is what you need to have in mind.
Yeah.
So, that being said, growing up and looking at media TV shows, Fresh Prince, classics.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Phil. Even even the new Bel-Air. You man watching the new
I'm
Bel-Air?
I'm going to. It looks good. The trailer looks
cool. Alright, let me just go. But I just wanted to add to I had to ask that.
Soon come.
Sorry. Batman job. That's what
it's good. Yeah, I knew it'd be good.
I know my brother's watching it, and he just gave me a little insight about Carton and how he's being depicted, and I was like, I'm not surprised though.
Yeah,
it makes sense though. It makes sense.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
It does. Yeah. So certain figures in that, obviously growing up, seeing my family, uncles and that, and then even seeing like how my mum was dealing with certain relationships, and when she met my stepdad and blah blah blah. That's, as I said, that's just always something I've known. Right, this is basically a goal in a relationship for me.
Okay, that's
that nice. Being said, if my wife wasn't who she is and we didn't have our history, I strongly believe I would not have gotten married.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's based on her personality.
It's based on the history we have, us knowing each other on the level we do, especially because when I think now, I hear the streets is referred to as the jungle.
Yeah.
It's referred to as enough things, innit?
It's hard out here for a band.
Tell them.
I've got brethren,
Yeah. I've heard horror stories. Trust.
So they tell me and whatnot. So I'm just like, realistically, me knowing who I am, I just wouldn't last. Like, and even if I did last, like, I know there'd be a high chance I would just be alone, because I know I'm too short patience, hot-headed for certain things to allow certain grace. Yeah. As I said earlier, a lot of things aren't done in good faith. So with that being said, that's why you're not going to get certain grace from me. If I can see you're going to have something in good faith, cool. Yeah. As my wife did. So, my wife is a very big contribution as to why I did get married, because as I said, if it wasn't her specifically,
big up wifey.
I'm telling you. So that's a big contribution. But then with the sharp rings, then should people just stop doing them and just be upfront about, listen, these are my intentions with you?
They should, but I just feel like people won't be the way people are moving right now.
But rings, it's so far,
but it's like it keeps a lot of people quiet for a good while. It works.
It does.
Like I saw online, on TikTok, and this other girl was talking about it, and this girl was like, "Oh, known my partner since we were like teenagers. We're together since the teenagers, and we're big people now, and he still hasn't like married me." And she was doing like a joke about it, and I was just thinking, fam, he ain't never marrying you. He's never marrying you. I promise you, now the minute he finds the babes that he feels like, she's the one, he will dip. Because this man they know if they want that, if that's the girl for them. I had a conversation with my friend, he said, listen, man, them know if this girl's beating, if it's the beat thing, if this is the wife, the girlfriend thing, or this is the, I don't know, I'm not sure, let's see. And then, you know what I mean? Along the line, they might be like, might be for temporary. Like, they know, they have places, imagine, in their brain.
You know, it's so scary. Funny. Now that you mention it, I'm thinking, okay, sharp rings work.
How do I
know? Listen.
Because
I got
I got a lot of male friends. That's what. No, to be honest, I only got like a couple, but I always talk to them, and we have this deep conversation. So they're very much like, because they want the best for me, so they want to make sure that I know what's going on out here. So I'm not just getting fooled out here and da. But my friend, he was telling me everything. I was like, continue. What else do you going to do?
No, it's true.
So it's actually mad. It's mad. So man, no one.
It's crazy because on one end the sharp rings work, but the sharp babies don't.
Right. I think you see shutter rings. It's because you have a physical symbol. Of it being official. You have some kind of trophy, so to speak.
Yeah, that's it. Bang on trophy.
That is what the shut up ring ultimately is. Okay, blah blah blah. Here's your trophy. Here's your ring. Stay quiet.
How long does it last for? That moment.
I'm married. How would I know?
Oh, he's like, sorry.
Let me just.
I know, man. Sorry to this man.
Okay.
How would I know?
No, okay. So what's an acceptable amount of time to be engaged for?
I can't say that. I'll be real. Me and my wife was engaged for quite a while.
Okay.
We was. But again, what I said earlier, I was just making certain excuses because when me and my wife spoke one day, we had an exchange, blah, 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 and literally following day said, yeah, this is the date. This is what we're going to strive for, this is what we're going to... So, yeah, it's just... Yeah, we was married, we was engaged for quite a while. Personally, as I did say, what did I say? I said you've got 2 years and there's no planning. So if you're
2 years, no date.
2 years, no date, no planning. If it goes cold turkey ghost after 6, a year tops, because the buzz.
Yeah.
The buzz.
Yeah. The buzz. Yeah, I love that.
That's what it is. If you're a woman that has family pressuring you, so when you get it, that buzz will last for a minute.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's why I say 6 months to a year. Grace. Yeah. If it goes quiet, dead. No talks of planning, no even. I'm not talking no, you driving past, babes, what are you saying? What, you like that for a venue? Yeah, it's alright. No, I'm not talking like that. Talking like proper logistics. Proper
like actually plan, okay, cool. So this is the finance, this is how money.
Right.
This is the amount of money we're gonna spend for the let's start calculating those things.
But when you
now.
start putting money into it, and that is when you're making serious. You need a time estimate plan, I would say, and your budget.
Yeah.
We're not actively discussing that. Okay. Yeah, but obviously you and your party involved, you have to know what you're working towards, what roles you're working. That's also how you know if it's just to keep you quiet or not. Because you might have a man that will say to you, babes, will you marry me? Yes, alright, babes. We're not going to get married until, say, 3-4 years. But in that time, this is what I want us to do.
Okay. Yeah? Oh, so there's a loophole. He's giving you a loophole now. You sure you want to do that? We thought you were saving us. Now you're giving them more ammo.
This is helping you.
I was more...
No, you know, talk it up. He said 3-4 years.
No, I was trying to say...
Booking the Ritz.
If you're a man and you know, or if you're in that situation, I was more trying to drop it from, this is what it would look like as a man, so you know you're not in a shut-up ring. So, yeah, that was me more trying to say, you know, he might have the conversation of, it's going to be more this time here. In this meantime, you're going to look about this. I'm going to look at the venue. And then a few months might pass and you will have reviews.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Acting reviews in those years. To make sure it's working.
Okay. Don't just let the ship sell. And you're like, oh, that's a pretty set of stars. Raw the sunlight. You're not They don't work like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what the reviews are there to set for. Yes, raw. Oh, shit. Gone off course a little bit. Let me just... All right, can we recollect? Are we good? That's what that's there for. As I would say.
Now that there's no lockdowns, there's no excuse.
Oh, but there was a good excuse though, because then you could back like 30 people.
No, but it was
cheap wedding. Street weddings.
Exactly. Or there was an excuse. Oh, lockdown. Exactly. You couldn't have so many people there, and my whole family was. Right. So it was like, okay, cool. Let's push it until 2 years later. It's now been free, my G's, 2022. Summertime round the corner. You're still wearing that ring, and he's not even come back and said, "Okay, babe. So have you looked at dresses? Have you
the review,
how many bridesmaids you want? How many? Do you know what I mean? People come in numbers. He's done none of that. You're not getting married. That's the it. You're not getting married.
I can hear it. I can hear it from the screen. I know. You're looking like, who is this guy? He's chatting shit. I hear it. Trust me, I hear it. I'm just speaking for, you understand, I'm a man and as I said, I'm very self-aware. I'm honest with myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. You get me?
Yeah.
My wife knows me as well, so I might say something and my wife will just call me out straight. Like, you're trying shit. You know you ain't got no intention, blah, blah, blah. So, all of those things factor in. So, it just really comes down to, as a man, AY said, come on, we know. Man,
exactly. You know, man. Ladies, don't let them finesse you, man. We know if it's wife, pipe,
company, or all of them things.
No, it's facts though. It's facts because I literally, when I tell you, I've even seen, when my friend was telling me this, I was just like, he was like, no, trust me, this is the categories. Yeah, he was telling me, and I said, hey, categories, ladies, we just start having categories too. Because honestly, though, because reality is like, I feel like women, we're very much like, oh, you like me? Oh, okay, kind of like you too. Because it's almost like as if, oh, someone likes me, so I'm excited. And then you just kind of jump right in. And it's like, you're not thinking, but do you like them though? Do they bring anything for you though? Because like my friend, one of my friends from work, she was gonna go out on a date. And she was very nervous about it. And I was like, why? Like, you guys been speaking before. You're a cool person. Like, you're pretty. You got your thing going. Like, what's the problem? She was like, yeah, but What if like he finds me weirder than others? And I was like, what if you find him weird though? You're worried about him finding you weird. What if he's there and you're thinking your breath stinks? Simple stuff like, all the way at home.
Simple stuff like that.
Your shoes, you've been walking barefoot for years. I just know.
So,
like,
can I just say, you see the hairline thing? A man might, do you know what kind of stress a certain man might go through? Sorry, I say this, but you see what comes to man.
Talk for them.
My men them as well, innit, car. Like,
no, but I'm
saying though, in the streets and the jungle.
Okay, the ones that don't know when to let it go.
Yeah, that's
as in clean it up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Okay, cool. No, but like some people, it's like just go bold.
And it looks good. Bold in the beard?
Bold in the beard. Delicious. Because you're compensating. Because you don't have hair, you're having it.
I'm pissed. You see, no, I'm pissed because I've been trying to join beard gang for the better part of 15 years.
You use the oils here, the beard oils.
Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl yezziyezzir.
And it's your girl AY, you done already.
You've been watching part 1 of Hey Sis. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So for me, just see when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it won't decline. He know how to please me, never tease me. Keep me in Givenchy, laced in Gucci.